little, how like the booth will have the little thing that you got to look over. And was he making any googly eyes at you guys?
He was.
Ah, I knew it.
And I went to the restroom and I came back and I could see him glaring from across
There was nobody
the
at the
bar.
table, but the table was shaking and rumbling as though there were things going on underneath the table and the tablecloth.
When he left, I did give him a little extra oomph in my hug. But other than that,
neck, he smelled it. Doesn't he smell him? I know he smelled him.
Poundcake smells everybody.
I was wondering why, yes, Brian is a very good-looking guy, but I was trying to think about why, who he looks like. He looks very familiar, and it didn't dawn on me. He looks like this porn star that I... Oh! He does. He looks like this porn star that I toss off to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird. So
What's the porn star's name?
His name is Ash Hendricks.
What happened to, cool, silly porn names? What happened to... everybody's so serious now in pornography because it's it's like your personal brand now, whereas before, you were legit, you got signed by a company.
Mm-hmm.
Now anybody willing to take their clothes off, they're in porn.
They have to find a name that is now already taken. So, but yeah.
They landed on Ash Hendricks?
Google Ash Hendricks. And
No, I'm not going to do that.
No,
I take your word.
Mary will do it. She watches gay porn.
But I believe you. Why do I need to Google him?
At any rate, I didn't know if Brian looks like him or he looks like Brian, but he has the same teeth and jawline, and I'm like, if I'm not imagining Brian, but if he looks waist down like Ash Hendricks, then
Ash Hendricks, I just get a bunch of
goodness.
shoes. Apparently, that's a kind of shoe.
R-I-C-K-S.
Oh, C-K-S. Oh, I thought it was
have
X.
his penis in it. All these pictures.
What would it? Yeah,
I guess I'm not seeing him. Yeah, he is. He's trying to get the word out.
Brian's cuter than he is.
Well, I do see the resemblance,
There
though.
is a resemblance, yeah.
All right, this is my first day at this new office. I can't be looking up porn.
Using their Wi-Fi.
Right.
But
You and Bobby Pitts are going to come to cross purposes very, very quickly.
I mean,
Well, you guys know Bobby Pitts isn't even in office.
He's in Miami now.
What the heck?
Not in New York.
How am I supposed to take over this company?
He heard you were coming. He goes, I got pack all my crap. Ashley, whatever his assistant's name is.
Unbelievable.
I'm going to Miami. Never to return.
You know who Ash Hendricks does porn for, right?
No.
Guys in sweatpants.
Boy.
That's like the porn studio.
I like how he asks us that, though.
Right.
You guys know.
Of course we all know.
Hey, you guys know this dude that you didn't even know existed 30 seconds ago. You know what company he does porn for, right?
It's the same.
I would have said OnlyFans because that's the company everybody does porn for.
Well, that's afterwards. They do an initial video to launch them. They usually work for a studio first. But I only say that because that's the same piggyback company where they shoot the before scenes of them frolicking through the woods, piggyback, and then they're all in sweatpants.
All right.
It's still sweatpants season.
I got you.
How are the men out there, Mary? Not that you're looking. For me.
Well, I haven't
eyes for me.
really left. I mean, I left the house, my friend's apartment, got on the subway, and came straight to the station.
When did you get into town?
I got into town last night.
Mm-hmm.
My friend had a show, so we were texting. Yesterday was Tuesday. We were texting Monday, and she was like, "Hey, what time do you plan on getting in tomorrow?" And I was like, "Oh, I was hoping to get there mid-afternoon, maybe around 4 or 5, early evening." And she was like, "Well, we're gonna be gone for dinner, and then I have a show, so you either have to get in before 4 p.m. or after 9:30 p.m." And I was like, "Well, that kind of threw a wrench in my plans because I planned on
Threw a wrench in your spokes?
Threw a wrench in my spokes. Mm-hmm. Yes, you're right. So I ended up having to plan my travel day around getting there at 10 o'clock at night, which I do not like that.
They couldn't leave you a key under the mat?
Well, they probably either weren't comfortable with it or didn't. I don't know. They just were like, hey, here's the times you can come. And
do you have a key now, though?
I have a key now,
okay.
Yes. But I didn't want to cause a stink.
I get
They're
it.
doing me a favor. So
she's stomping her feet.
Mm-hmm.
God.
I'm a guest.
No, but they're married. They both have really good jobs. So they have a guest room. And they're super chill. They don't drink or anything. They drink a little bit. They'll have
what the hell?
her husband actually drinks NAs. So when I got in last night, he was like, let's celebrate. And we cracked a little NA and had a Happy New York moment, which was cool. But yeah, I've already got in the break. I already scheduled 2 apartment tours for tomorrow morning.
Hey.
So
all right.
I have a feeling this is going to move.
Are these
quicker.
garden apartments?
No.
Oh, good.
I'm better than that.
Well, I'm just saying that's good because when
No,
the
they're
city
not.
floods, and it does frequently, you don't want to be like floating on your mattress.
No.
You want to be
But
comfy and dry.
my future roommate gets in town Monday, the 8th.
How do you know the
So-
future?
Listen,
Wow.
I went to another psychic.
Uh-huh.
She told me no. But she gets in town the 8th. So I told her, I was like, I'll do some of the legwork and see a few places between now and then hopefully they'll hold it for a couple days if we find one that's amazing for her to come sign, you know. So yeah.
Well, Poundcake wasn't he wasn't in town, so he couldn't make it to Mary's farewell shows at Hilarities. But I went to the early show, and it was a lot of fun.
It was fantastic. I need to say a huge thank you to all the listeners who came out. We sold over 700 tickets between the two shows, and that was with the Browns playing less than a mile away, trying to clinch a playoff.
Oh,
berth,
right.
which
That
is
was a
like-
home game week because we were
Dude.
downtown. I go, what the hell is going on tonight?
Yeah,
Big day.
Yeah.
big day. So the fact that, I mean, the first show sold out. The second show was like, I think it was like 40 or 50 tickets shy of a sellout. So it ended up being just over 700 tickets between the two shows. And I was like, for that to be up against a home Browns game this late in the season is absolutely unreal. So thank you so much to everybody who came out. Stupid Bill made me cry at the late show because
welcome.
of his very, very sweet introduction. It was.
What did you say?
I just said that it's on her Instagram and my Instagram, but I basically said that I know Mary is going to keep working hard and keep overcoming her fears. Basically, I told a story about how she was afraid to try new material because from the jump, Mary was very talented and she was doing material that was very safe, and she was afraid to go up and bomb in situations where you're supposed to bomb, where you're supposed to try out new stuff. And she got over that fear and she kept working at it, and then she got sober, and that kicked her into a higher level of just life, but also came with challenges. And I just talked about how she's just going to keep overcoming all these things and
How
apply
do you
all
know the
that
future?
because I
Man,
know how
I'm
Mary
being
works.
left out today.
And
Stuck here in the present.
and then I threw a little joke in there too, because and if I know what with everything I know about Mary, once she gets to New York, she's going to complain a lot.
Which is true.
Yes, and then but she's also going to take over that city in no time. So I just
was
gave her a
very
nice little
sweet.
tribute.
And that made you
to her.
cry.
I was sobbing. I
Wow.
was like, really, just the tears were flowing and flowing. It was an emotional day to begin with.
Yeah, it was a great night.
My MAGA brother was there wearing his MAGA hat,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess he said that there were a bunch of people asked to take a picture with him. I don't know how many they were. I'm assuming they were all listeners and not just random Trump fans downtown.
Well, they probably knew it was your brother.
Yeah.
Well, he was the only one wearing a MAGA hat, and I call him my MAGA brother, and he showed up in that hat. I was like, "You wearing that to the show tonight?" He's like, "Why wouldn't I?" Blah, blah, blah.
Why wouldn't I? It's my entire identity.
Yeah. So both my brothers were there. Both my sisters were there. My mom was there. Brian was there.
They were up top. They were in the
They
balcony
were up
there.
in the loge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. But yeah, my brother Tony was like, dude, so many people want to take a picture with me. People kept complimenting my hat. I was like, I'm sure it was ironic. But
I was gonna
whatever
say,
you want.
yeah. Well, whatever. It made him feel good, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I remember one time the one time I got my brother tickets to Roverfest, and he was there, and people recognized him and they wanted to take pictures with him. He still talks about it. He's like, bro, they just know me from your Instagram. They don't even know what I look like.
oh, they didn't think he was Tech 9.
He's a little bigger than Tech 9.
Ah.
but he was like, man, they just wanted a picture with me. And I just think about it, I'm like, so they have a picture of Poundcake's brother. Like, what are they gonna do with that? Where are they gonna put it?
What are they going to do with any picture? What are they going to do with a picture of us? I mean, what are they, people want to take pictures of people.
But it's a family member. Like,
It's not like you got to whip the camera out anymore. It's
Does
like
Gwen
you
get
you got your camera there at a second's notice.
does Gwen get asked to take
Yes.
pictures with people? Really?
Yes.
Okay.
She's like, absolutely not.
She
Are you
doesn't
insane?
know. I love
She
that.
put a wiener next to my face
I
in some
l-
dumb Photoshop?
I
Hell
love
no.
that she says no.
Of course.
No one in my family would ever say no if someone wanted to
Dude,
take a
me
picture with
either.
them.
Please.
My family was loving it.
Well,
So I get
whatever.
back-
Make them feel good.
My brothers were staying at my sister's house, and I was staying there too. So I get back there that night after all the shows. It's like 1:30 in the morning. They're still awake, and I walked in and I was like, "Did you guys have fun? Like, was it a good time?" And my MAGA brother was like, yeah, it was good. Everybody was good. And then he started telling me about everyone taking pictures with him. And then my other brother, my 28-hour workday brother, starts to break down my performance. And he's like,
critiquing?
Yes, but like not even critiquing. He was like, yeah, I thought you did pretty well other than some low-level crowd work that ended up going into a dead end. I mean, other than that. And then
Oh, wow.
yes, he like legitimately
He went in
said
hard.
that. And I was like,
Homeboy's been reading some theory of comedy books.
yeah, so he was like the, low-level crowd work that went into a dead end. And then he was like, other than that, it was pretty good, And then he started to tell me, like, give me advice where he's like, I feel like your written material is just so much better than your crowd work. And I was like, you could not be more wrong. Like, I am very, very good at crowd work.
Don't you have a crowd work clip right now that has like 6 million views?
5.4 million, yes.
Yeah, we'll round up to 6.
But
No, round
Poundcake rounds down.
We're being real in this new year.
He rounds it down to 500,000.
Yeah.
It's 5 million, not 1% over.
But I just thought that was funny. I was like, Kyle, you could have just said you had a good time. Like, I didn't ask
No,
you.
he can't. He
You know
can't
what I
do
mean?
that. That's not who he is.
Yeah, but what was the point of that critique?
I don't know.
To take some
That's
wind
my
out of
whole
her
point, is
sails.
that I
But you're
don't
going to
know.
New York. Like, why,
Yeah.
why isn't it more of a celebratory vibe?
I don't know.
Because he
So-
can't just
'cause
be
he's
happy for
honest.
somebody.
Yeah, he's honest and wanted to let me know what he actually felt.
I see.
What
Boy,
was
people really pride themselves on honesty, don't they?
Yeah.
In the strangest situations. Because people still
So-
lie. People will,
Yeah.
when it suits them, people lie all the time.
But you gotta have a reason to justify it.
To justify what?
A lie. It's
Not
lying
for
okay
some
to
people.
justify
Not for
it.
some people. Some
That's
people are
not-
pathological.
In that situation, that's not truth. That's just opinion.
Right.
And it doesn't, that's him trying to,
He was living his truth.
yeah, like him just being like, well, you're good, but like, I know more than you kind of.
Right. And well, not
yeah,
even I know
yeah.
more than you, but he's just like, he's a very opinionated guy. That's just the way that he is. And it's really funny because my MAGA brother has only ever seen me one other time. It was it was like probably within my first year of comedy. I did a show down in Louisville where he lives. And I asked him, I was like, did you, like, you've only ever seen me perform the one time? He goes, yeah, because you were bad. He was like, it was so bad that I told myself I was never going to come back to another show and waste my time. And I was like, well, did tonight change
He
your
thought
mind?
you'd stay bad?
Yeah, that's what I was like, well, it's been 12 years. Like,
Yeah.
did tonight change your mind? And he's like, oh, yeah, you're much better now. He's like, I'll definitely come to more shows in the future. He's like, but that's why I waited this whole time, is because I was like, man, I'm not going to go there and waste my time and money and try to see this person.
Wow, could you imagine 12 years really, really helped? Hard to believe.
Right.
So really no just blanket support from the family.
Oh,
No
my mom-
like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. None of that from the brothers.
Not from the brothers, no.
Yeah.
My mom,
One
my
guy,
older
you used to
sister-
suck, and the other guy, this could have been better.
Right,
Yeah.
right. My mom, my older sister were and Brian, the three of them were very like, love you so much, so proud of you, this is incredible. My younger sister is stuck on like you're just my sister, like I don't think you're cool kind of a vibe. Like everyone else thinks you're cool and is having fun, but I don't think you're cool. I don't know how to describe it. She's like,
Well, that's got
you-
nothing to do with whether or not she enjoyed the show, though.
Yeah, she enjoyed the show, but
Yeah.
like during having a 45-minute merch line, she's like, I cannot understand why any of these people want to meet you.
I
This is
see.
you're just my dumb older sister.
Right.
But yeah, overall good vibes from everybody.
She
it
couldn't
was-
understand that.
I think she
Couldn't figure it out. Couldn't understand it at all.
facetious. She's being like, oh, you're just like, like a little, just a little.
If they
nuts,
knew
like,
you the way I knew you, they would be like, ugh, I got to get out of here.
"Ugh,
Well,
please."
yeah, because we poked our head into the green room after the early show, and I was like, oh, she's probably out doing the merch and stuff. We were going to say hi, but
Yeah,
you're
and
probably out selling CDs.
and here's the thing. I didn't sell a ton of merch because so many people already have it, but just the amount of people who came up just to say like, good luck, you're amazing, this is the however many time I've seen you. Like people were giving me like going away cards and like
I
little
was just I
gifts
just met
and-
your sister. She said you're not cool.
Yeah, your
One of
brother
those.
was going in depth on every word that you said
Mhm.
and what words would have been more economical.
Taking
and-
notes.
Mhm.
Well, that's what you wanted. Somebody sitting there at your show taking notes.
But yeah, it
That's
was
good.
It was a great time. So thank you to everybody who came out.
Hey, Ralph.
Alan, I drew Dick.
I'm sorry?
I drew Dick.
You need to elaborate for me, Ralph.
Oh, I sure will. Dick Smuller, whatever his last name is. I got years ago, I called, and after I called, he started calling. It was my fault or my luck.
All right, well, now I get it. I mean, now that you've elaborated, now I get it.
Makes the most sense.
Gee, oh, man. Yeah, it's so tough.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
All right. Well, okay, there you go. Well, gotta get our sea legs back, I guess, with did anybody able to interpret what he said?
I tried to peel it out of him multiple times, and he was giving me
I think he was
nothing.
trying to say that he drew Dick Smothers,
Does he
Dick
mean like
Smothers,
drawing?
who
like
passed
a drawing?
away. Yeah,
Except Dick Smothers didn't die. Tom Smothers died.
I maybe.
I thought
I
he was
don't know.
referring to Dick from Dayton,
I thought
but
he was.
I
That's
had
what I
no
thought.
idea what he was.
And he said, I said, could you elaborate on it? He said, oh, Alan will know what I'm talking about. I'm thinking he maybe emailed or he talked to you.
He did not.
I was like,
No.
yeah.
Well, listen,
That's what I get for assuming things.
Yep, I appreciate you thinking that I can interpret anything and everything that comes through.
I'll leave that in 2023. My bad.
Well, maybe we can do better with Gaylord. What's going on, Gaylord? See, Gaylord will give us more time to interpret what he's saying.
Hello. Welcome back. And I want to say welcome back to Mr. Cox, Mr. Squire, and the adorable Miss
Poundcake. Oh,
and
yeah, but, welcome back. I think we can take welcome back as a blanket exhortation, Gaylord. I think we'll be okay there.
No, I'll go one by one.
Oh,
It's
individually?
very,
Yeah,
very
okay. Hey,
entertaining.
listen, it's New Year, new you.
I missed you guys so much. I listened to the repeats, but, it's fantastic when I'm hearing all the new stuff from you guys. You're a big part of my life, and I just missed hearing you. And thanks for always listening to me when I call and talk to you all.
Sure.
You mean the world to me, you guys, and I just want to thank you all for being there. You entertain me and make my life wonderful, along with, of course, my wife and my children, but you guys are my family too. And Miss Santora, I hope you get that you're looking for.
Thank you.
All right, good. Gaylord, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
And she is looking wonderful today. So adorable.
I wore makeup.
What are you wearing today?
I'm just wearing a
Oh,
sweater.
yeah,
but
like a
I
little...
just-
yeah.
I got a haircut and I put on makeup for, Manhattan Mayor.
Mayor in
Wow.
Manhattan.
Oh, good for you.
Mayor and... Okay, thank you, Gaylord. I appreciate the call. Mary's got a haircut and the whole thing.
Did you hit up the rich couple on the Upper East Side yet?
And so I hit them up. They're on the Upper West Side.
Ooh, my
I
bad.
hit them up before I moved. I told that story before we went on break. My fake grandparents, my pseudo grandparents, who live like with a balcony overlooking Central Park. And they were like, yeah, stuff on our side is a little bit expensive. And
Just
she's
a little
sending
bit.
me like listings that are $8,500 a month. And this might be nice for you. And I'm like, oh, baby, no. How about a third of that? But I do have to hit them up because they said they wanted to take me to dinner my first week in town.
Oh,
They'll
your first
connect-
week.
Telling
Not
you.
every night, but like, hey, welcome to
Hey,
welcome to the
mark
city.
us down for dinner every night
The thing
out
is-
on the
I would love 'em.
terrace.
Thing
I
is,
love 'em.
Mary, rich people here, you just hang out with those rich people. Rich people in New York, they know other rich people that will probably be your sugar daddy.
I would love that.
It's a big network.
He goes right to sugar daddy.
Listen,
Dude, I would- I'll
Mary
take a sugar daddy.
Mary moves to New York to make her mark in the only way that New York can.
Wow,
right?
being a sugar baby.
And she's going to do it through her own, through her wiles and through her resourcefulness. Poundcake goes right to somebody who can just pay for everything for you.
I don't know for fact, but I'm willing to bet that over half of the people that are famous right now probably started out as a sugar baby. Someone took them
How
under
did you
Over
possibly
half.
arrive
Over
at
50%.
that bit of mathematical conjecture?
The other 50% are Nepo babies.
That's right.
That's it.
That's probably
Nobody
actually
has
pretty
ever,
correct.
in his mind, no one has ever worked for anything ever.
They could.
No one has ever
They
achieved
could, but
anything
They
on
also
their
put
own.
out. They
Uh-huh.
also put out.
They also put out. I see.
Just because you put out doesn't
I
mean
like
you're
the way
not a
he
hard
thinks.
worker. You can make time, and he's like, listen, I'm going to just need it at least once a week, and you have your rent paid for. You mean to tell me you wouldn't do that for rent in New York?
No, I'm not sleeping with anybody.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying the royal you. I feel like a lot of
The royal
a
you.
lot of people would do that.
Ugh, I'll put out for rent. How much sex is $8,500 worth? Because
15%,
that's my-
according to me.
15% of what?
Sex.
15% of sex is worth. Wow, I thought I was bad at math. I can't figure any of this out. 15% of sex.
Well,
Solve
that's
for
what it
Y.
is. Yeah, solve for sex.
And solve for SEX. All right, good. I've got to take a break here. If you want to get a text for anything, 35192. I will have some tickets for you if you dig The Devil Wears Prada. That band is coming to town. Those tickets in a bit. Monsters Hockey, if you dig the band Story of the Year. Hook you up for those guys later on as well. Of course, that trip to L.A., we've got our Alter Ego Festival next weekend. And I got another trip for you and a pal coming up around 5 o'clock.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app. Rover's Morning Glory.
The company is developing a product to let you lucid dream.